champion in MMA. I will be the first one. And if I can become that, this sport in Mexico is gonna get huge, and I will become well known in Mexico. I will become a star, bigger than I am right now.
Would like to say you like to become the Canelo of MMA?
No, I would like to be the Yair Rodriguez of MMA. I don't know their name.
I'm talking about my name. Star power.
Yeah, I know. Use my name.
If my question is Triple G Canelo, who you got winning?
Huh?
Triple G Canelo, who you got winning and why?
Triple G and Canelo? I'm going with Canelo. Thank you, brother.
So when you were in Vegas for the fights, did you get to talk to Chavez or Canelo at all?
I was back in the backstage with Canelo. I used to wish him the best of luck, success, and that was it. I didn't have the chance to talk to him. He was too busy, doing his work, and we don't like to bother people whenever they are about to fight, because it doesn't make any sense. I was there supporting him with Dana White, and it was great for me. It was the first time for me watching a boxing event live of that magnitude. Yes.
Does it kind of give you a vision of what it could be like when your title fight comes, the crowd, the support behind you?
I mean, it's nothing different than the UFC. The UFC, I think more people goes to the UFC events than the people going into boxing events. The only thing that is boxing is big because it's older, but people, like you guys have said this, you guys have seen this before. MMA is the faster growing sport in the world. The UFC has been sold for $4 billion. That means this is just going one way, is that way. This sport is gonna get huge, and in a really close time. And I think it's gonna eat boxing, And whenever that happens, I gonna help for that to happen, and I wanna be the face of the sport in Mexico, but just in Mexico, Latin America, and in the world.
You talked about this fight with Frankie Edgar, and you seemed really animated when people kind of allude that you asked for this fight to propel yourself, and that you say that's not how it happened. But Frankie's kind of said those things. Do you view it at all going into the matchup like this is the guy who can help you, or it's just next man up?
I mean, I don't know if he's mad because I asked for this fight or not. What happens here is my team, my coaches, and my agent, they told me, all right, what do you think about Frankie Edgar? I think we should ask for Frankie Edgar. I'm not a guy, I will say this, I never ask for a fighter. Specifically for a fighter, I will never ask for a guy. It's just not my style. But my coaches and my team, they strategically ask for him because we think it's the best fight for us. Why? Because it's the toughest one. Why is the toughest one? First of all, Cub Swanson is my friend, Ricardo Lamas is my friend, and Jeremy Stevens is tough too. You have Frankie Edgar. All of those guys are really, really tough. It doesn't matter who you pick, he's tough. It's gonna be tough, But I think Frankie Edgar is the only one that he pulled me right there for a title shot. If I wanna go for a title shot, I gotta win against the number 2 in the world, and that guy is Frankie Edgar. That's what we asked for him.
You seem as a guy who kind of typically has I don't want to say quiet, but a soft-spoken personality. You seem really fired up. Is this the most motivated you've been for a fight?
I feel great, I mean, I know I'm one fight away to fight for the title shot, Of course I'm motivated, If you ask him, remember how you feel one fight before that title shot happened to you? Whenever you was younger, I have that fire, I have that hunger, I'm young, I'm hungry, and I want that. He already knows what it feels. It's my turn, it's my time, and I'm going for it.
Have you already kind of started to envision the future? You're really young, you're 24, on the cusp of a title shot. A lot of people think that you're, the future of the 145-pound division. Are you thinking man, if I get a title by 25, 26, I could be champion for a long time, or is it just focusing on the now?
I'm just focusing on the now, but I know, with the knowing that something like that, it can happen really soon, and if I become champion, I want to stay like that forever. I don't want to let it go like that easy, you know what I mean? But for now, I'm just focused on Frankie Edgar, and all my energy is on him for this Saturday, and I'm really, really excited to fight him.
Now, right now, you're a slight underdog in the fight. Does that surprise you against somebody like Frankie?
Sorry, my English is not that good. So what is
underdog in the betting lines of the fight?
Yeah,
right?
underdog is down. Oh, he's the favorite.
No. Underdog.
Frankie is the favorite.
Frankie's the favorite. Oh,
But not by much.
oh, I mean, I always say this, it doesn't really matter for me, being in the under. I don't ever look at that stuff, but I mean, it's better for the people that is no betting is betting on me because they will win more money whenever I fight.
Now, you obviously have a lot of confidence, especially to pull the style that you bring into the cage. At what point did you get that confidence in yourself that you could do these moves and not put yourself in harm's way?
I always have this confidence with me, I never say it all out, but I always knew it in my mind. I always try to be more quiet, more. I don't want to say this now. You just try to stay quiet and out of trouble, out of problems, and all that stuff. But it doesn't really matter, what you say. It matters how you go and fight and what you prove to yourself whenever you're fighting, that day. So that's why I'm just speaking out.
It seems like each fight too, you're looking at each one's giving you more confidence. It's giving you that step. BJ Penn gave you a step, and then you're looking at Frankie Edgar. What is it that's going to prove to you or your coaches this fight?
What? I mean, Frankie Edgar. I always say this: the rank, the number is just that, a number. It doesn't matter who is in front of you, what kind of rank does he have. It matters how you came prepared for this fight. Then he is the number 2 in the world. It's just a number for me on my mind. For me, he's the best athlete in the world at that time, at that hour, whenever I'm gonna fight him, and I'm gonna treat him like that, as the best one. I don't gonna see him. I don't gonna look down to him. I don't gonna look up to him. For me, he's the best athlete in front of me at that time, and I always prepare myself for that kind of situation, to fight the best version of himself, and that's whenever I win against the best version of himself, of course that gives me more confidence every time, that I can make it, I can win against this guy. A lot of people thinks, oh, I'm gonna fight this guy, and they look up to him too much, but they don't realize, all right, this is just a human being like you. It's a human being like you. He has 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 heart. He has feeling. He has 1 brain, and that's it. He's not special. He's not special. What makes you special is what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself, the way that you train, and the way that you want to perform that day.
So, if you defeat Frankie, you mentioned the title. Do you see that as the next in line?
I mean, it's what I want. Of course, the title shot is what I want after this. I don't know if the UFC is gonna give it to me or when after this fight against Frankie. If I win first guard on Saturday, but it's what I'm looking for. What would I be here if I weren't looking for that? That's the only thing that I'm looking for.